Global ad spend in 2021 was $380 billion. And this number is set to increase by 20% in 2022. And if you just think about the size of content that's out there today, there are about 1 billion blogs on the web, about 1.8 billion websites. That's one blog or one website for every 7 people. Now, just to give you an idea of how much content there is around us, if you look at the word auto insurance, it has less than 200,000 monthly searches. But if you look at the search results, it's more than 7 billion. That's more than the population of the United States. Over the last 3 years, platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Google search, they've all become saturated with content, because of which it's very difficult to hack them now. When these platforms were relatively newer and young, the algorithm promoted your content. Because with any new platform out there, at the start, there are fewer creators and more consumers on the platform. And that is because many people want to wait and watch. You don't even know if 2 years down the line, the platform is still going to exist. So why spend so much time creating all this content? And therefore, it was relatively easier for you to hack these platforms. There were pods, automated chat apps, and other things built on top of these platforms that allowed you to reach any person easily and sell your products and services. But now all of these platforms have matured and they don't want you to do all these things on the platform. And if you try to do anything that's outside of the rules of these online communities, then it's highly likely that you're going to get banned from them. But that's not the sad part. What is worse is the organic reach on all these platforms has become close to nothing. Now that these platforms have matured, they are looking to generate revenue more than anything else. So the only way to reach to your target audience and sell them your products is to pay these platforms a hefty amount of money to boost your content. So what can you do? And how can you find ways to unlock growth loops that will help you reach your target audience and get your product to success? Hey there, if you're new here, then I'm Rig, and in this channel we discuss tips, tricks and strategies that can help you grow your SaaS company. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. I release a new video every Wednesday and Sunday to help you grow your SaaS business. And today we will be talking about some newer ways of growth hacking that you can use inside of your company. So go ahead and smash that like button so that we can get started. Now, the first strategy I have for you in 2022 is building a community. And I've talked about this a number of times in my other videos as well. You have to build a community of people who know, like, and trust you and are passionate about the thing that you're building. A tribe that can attract people who are passionate about the same thing and can help you grow your brand. Grow your community in a way that everyone wants to be a part of it. And the only way to do this is to think about providing value first. That is, you're focused on delivering as much value to the customer as possible so that it builds trust and gets you their attention. So Canva has built a community around designers and people who are passionate about design. And Typeform has built a community around marketers who want to understand how to communicate better with customers. The conversations in these groups are about design elements and having better customer conversations respectively. Now, of course, out of all the discussions that are there are discussions around how you can use Canva to do design better and how you can use Typeform to have better customer conversations. But those things are not the center of it. The center is how can you become a better designer, and so is for Typeform for their respective thing, which makes it very easy for a designer or a marketer to tell their other designer or marketer friends that, hey, there is this awesome community of designers or other marketers out there, and we talk about this thing and how to optimize and get better at it. You should consider joining. And this is how the word of mouth and viral effect spreads. So build a community and focus on providing value first. That is the number one thing. The second is building a referral strategy. And this is slightly different from the ones you must have heard so far. And hear me out. So once you've built this community of people who know, like, and trust you, you want to leverage that existing community to attract more people. And I say people, not customers, because once people are inside of your ecosystem, it's relatively much easier to convert them into being customers versus if you're just asking customers to refer you to more customers. Not to say that that cannot be an element of your referral strategy, but that should not be a core of it. And that is because if you ask your existing customers to refer you to more customers, less people are going to do that. Versus if you ask your customers to help you reach more people so that together we can all be better at this thing that your product overall does without mentioning it, of course, then more people are likely going to refer you. So if you have a community of 100, 20 people might be likely to invite other people to your community, versus if you ask directly for customers, maybe even 5 of the 100 might be interested in that. And out of the 20 people that you have attracted, 5 of them might again help you reach more people and build your community, versus if you ask for customers, where out of those 20, only 2 might be interested. So you see how you can increase your ripple effect if you are focused on providing value first. You also want to think about incentivizing your existing community to invite more and more people. So when a prospect, let's say, refers you to 20 people, maybe you can give them a 50% discount on the subscription of your product, or maybe even consider giving them 1 month free. There are tools available in the market that help you automate this process and also incentivizes people every time they refer you to someone. So build a good referral strategy to kick in that viral loop. That's the second point. The third is around engagement. So in SaaS, we all understand that getting customers to stick with the product is the most important thing. And that is because you spend as high as $150 to get customers for your $30 to $40 subscription. So getting customers to stick with your product for at least 3 to 4 months is imperative for the math to make sense. And that is how the whole value of the SaaS business also comes from, right? The MRRs and ARRs. And the best way you can make your product sticky or increase the lifetime value of your customers is by reminding them of the value that the subscription provides. Which is like, if someone is coming to your gym, then if you keep reminding them of the muscles that they've built so far or how much weight they've lost, then they are likely going to continue doing the workout, versus if you're not giving them or showing them any data of the progress they've achieved, so they really don't know. And every month when there is time to renew the subscription, they have to think twice as to whether they want to continue doing this or not. So if yours is a solution that helps cold storage owners track freshness of food, then timely notifications might be a good criteria of success. Versus if you're a video editing solution that uses a lot of templates and drag and drop elements to help people create and edit more videos, there more videos might be a criteria of success. In one case, less work or less usage is ideal, and in the other, more work or more usage is sought. So depending on what you solve for, whether it's more usage or less, you have to engage the customers by letting them know, hey, this is how much savings you've done by knowing exactly when your perishable food had to be taken out. Or hey, these are the number of videos you've created last week, or this is how quickly you've edited your videos in the last month. You can also prompt them to share this data on social media platforms about how much work they've done or how much money they've saved and how fantastic they are. You'll be surprised at how many people want to do that. I know it because Grammarly does this to me all the time. It used to send me an email saying that I've written more than 99% of the writers out there. It gave me badges and prompted me to share all of them on social media platforms. At one point, I was so obsessed with the email that I used to wait for 6 p.m. every evening for Grammarly to tell me how much I've written that day and if my writing was any better than what I had written yesterday. So by appealing to people's vanity and ego, you're getting your brand more exposure. And this cannot be done only for your customers. You can do this for your prospects and leads as well. So having a calculator on how efficient your cold storage is and maybe giving custom suggestions on how to optimize the efficiency would work wonders. Similarly, in your video editing solution, if you can get people to use free templates for some of the videos and give them an upgrade option to use some advanced features, it would help kick in that viral loop. And hey, nobody does this for free. So when you're giving out that efficiency report, make sure that you ask them for their email ID or include watermarks or logos of your thing in your PDF report or in your calculator results. Same thing with your video editing solution. In the free version, ensure, and in the free templates, ensure that you have the watermark of your solution or your software behind the video, so that when people share it on their social media profiles or other places, your brand gets more exposure. And with this form, once again, because you're so focused on providing value, you can go out and ask publications to cover your free tool. Get influencers to mention it, write guest posts around it, tell community members to share it. And people will happily do that because you're giving so much value upfront and it's free. There's nothing slimy or sketchy about it. So promote the free thing everywhere you can, because that's really a low commitment bar and will get prospects inside of your brand ecosystem. So create a hook and engage your audience. That's the third point. So build a good community of people who know, like, and trust you and are passionate about the thing that you're building. Second, build a good referral strategy so that the existing community members can attract like-minded people. And third, engage that community with value upfront. So those are the 3 growth tactics that I have for you today. And before I close the video off, I have an exclusive bonus for those of you who are still watching the video. So with your product and all the assets that you will be creating for your brand or your sales funnel, there are going to be 2 things. There is going to be the timely assets and there are going to be the timeless assets. And let me explain that. Timeless assets are all the assets you create for your brand that relate to educating your prospects about who you are or the problem that you're solving and why they need to be concerned about it. Timely assets are when you capitalize on some news that's around or something that's trending so that you can jump on the bandwagon and use that timely news or content to get your brand more traction. So when Superhuman started out, and by the way, if you don't know what Superhuman is and what they do, then you should definitely go check them out. This is not a sponsored video, though I wish it was. So Superhuman, as they say it, has created the fastest email experience. They help you get to inbox 0 faster and respond to your important messages quickly. So when Superhuman started out, the founder Rahul Vora capitalized on the news of the death of mailbox and used it to get a lot of traction and attention for Superhuman.
What worked really well for us was capitalizing on timely news moments. So Mailbox, for example, was a very popular email client until Dropbox decided to shutter it. And I think they shut down in February of 2016, or if I'm remembering that correctly. And I thought, well, wow, this is an extremely newsworthy moment. What can I do for the benefit of our company to capitalize on this? And I had obviously gone through the LinkedIn acquisition experience, and it was also still in my mind. I was having coffee chats every week with founders, and they were like, dude, I've been acquired, and all of this crazy stuff's happening behind the scenes. I don't know how to play politics. What do I do? I would sit them down and I would give them the rubric for dealing with it. And I was like, wow, this could be a perfect piece of evergreen content, and here we have yet another email acquisition that has failed. So I wrote all of that down. Ended up publishing it in QZ, also went very viral on Medium. That by itself drove 10 or 15,000 signups.
Wow.
To our page.
So you writing an article drove that based on a news peg.
Yes.
Boom. Wow.
And I think any good article like that can drive about 10 or 15,000 signups.
So you have to capitalize on these timely news and events to help your brand get more exposure. So if you help cold storage owners track their perishable foods, then follow government news and actions around the topic and write polarizing content when the time is right. Same with video editing. Try to analyze the video elements of videos that are going viral and help other video creators out there. Be the first one to shred a few ideas on that trending clip. That way, your brand can get more exposure and traction. I hope the video was useful. Once again, if you're new here, consider subscribing. I'm Mrig, and I'll see you in the next video.
Oh, wow! Wow!
Geez, not this one. You're a video editing solution. This is real.